Hello everyone, and this is Comodin, and today I'm going to be rounding off the best Autobots from the Transformers movies, directed by Michael Bay. Now yes, there's a lot of Autobots within these films, but that doesn't make it easy to round off the best ones. Some Autobots don't necessarily get enough screen time to be sort of treated as characters, but I've managed to round off at least 5, so let's just dive straight into it. At number 5 we have Crosshairs. Now yes, I know, this guy is actually a bit of a jerk, but he's the kind of guy you still want on your team. And he's got an attitude as well, which I really did like. Age of Extinction was sort of the first film to sort of dive into giving each Autobot a personality. You know, Hal was the loudmouth, you know, the big brains, Crosshairs had the attitude and everything like that. And I think Crosshairs was the standout out of the new Autobots. And yeah, it might make you question, how is this guy an Autobot? But I think that works to show that not all Autobots are exactly the same. Not all of them are generous and kind. Some do actually have a bit of bite to them, but they know the difference between good and evil. And I think that's what I really liked about Crosshairs. Like, yeah, no, I admit it, I'm a jerk, but you'd want me on your team because I hate the Decepticons too. Next up we got Bumblebee. Now yes, you may be wondering why number 4 and not 1. It's because I have a love-hate relationship with the movie Bumblebee. I mean, he has delivered a good few laughs out of the films. I feel like the character was really going somewhere in the first film, but then they completely scrapped that and have him not talk again and go with the annoying beatbox because they thought he was cute. He's getting his own film now, you know, that's coming out this year, 2018, which should be exciting and that could kind of push him forward on the list. But right now, at the moment, I'm going to have to put him at number 4 because despite him still maintaining a bit of adorableness, it kind of wore off when we started getting to the 4th film, and the 5th film was just, despite him eventually speaking in the end, I felt it didn't really land. You know, it was a bit abrupt and out of nowhere. But still being the standout that everyone can recognise, it wouldn't be right not putting him on the list. At number 3 we have Ratchet. He was the medic of the group. You can sort of see him as being probably one of the bravest ones as well, as medics only really have a certain extent of what they can do. He would go full out into battle and defend his Autobots no matter what. Taking on Starscream, taking on Megatron and Starscream in the forest fight. Ratchet would occasionally be the Autobot that would lend a second opinion during certain situations. Now even though it was awfully brutal to see his death in the 4th film, it would make sense that Ratchet would be the guy who would sort of represent the rest of the Autobots' deaths in the Age of Extinction film. Sad to see him go, but to really sum him up, you could really depend on him. At number 2 we have Optimus Prime. Now this guy, this incarnation at least, is a very controversial one among fans. People really love it when he goes charging into battle and ripping out the heads of the Decepticons, etc. Where some think, that's not my Optimus Prime. And yes, Autobots, Decepticons, they're brutal in themselves, that's why the war and everything like that, it's a backstory for that. But it's a little balance for me with this Optimus Prime. There are some certain situations where I think it was sort of justifiable for Optimus Prime to be full out. You know, these Decepticons, they are evil. You know, he does have a duty to defend the Earth no matter what, but still, you know, this Optimus Prime has brought us a lot of iconic scenes, a lot of iconic action sequences. And although he has had the most story progression out of any other character, there are just moments throughout the series where it was going on a good path, but they sort of fell flat. Optimus Prime has been on a weird balance ever since. You know, he's had a lot of good points, a lot of bad points, and it's very conflicting to sort of really justify it. So that's why I really couldn't put him at number 1, because it's a bit of a whirlwind with this guy. At number 1 we have Ironhide, and I think all fans can sort of agree that he is among one of the favourite ones because he is a character who is all out. You know, he would cause collateral damage and it would sometimes pay the price. And he definitely had a strong spirit on taking on the Decepticons. You know, this guy's tough, he's got the entire arsenal, you know, his iconic cannons, which have become sort of a staple now throughout the Transformers series. You know, he just emphasised on that attitude, that sort of bite to the original Ironhide. And he did have a little bit of charm, it could have been done a little bit more, you know, to sort of bring that original Ironhide back. But still, he was very witty and he came with some snappy comebacks, and he was just an overall badass. Which is why his death angered fans the most. You know, it was sort of weird for him to go out like that, you know, just sort of abrupt. But although it makes sense because Sentinel knew he was a tough guy and would easily take him down, just that sudden sort of shock value, it didn't feel justified, but kind of like, oh, we need more of Ironhide. You know, he shouldn't go out like that. That doesn't suit the character. But he would certainly be missed, and the Transformers movies didn't quite feel the same after that. You know, when you see Ironhide fighting Decepticons on the screen, it just gets you really excited. So there we have it, guys, my top 5 Autobots from the Transformers live action movies. Do share me yours in the comment section below. I know this is very subjective, so I'm not saying this is the definite best Autobots list. It's just mine. Anyway guys, this has been Comodin Cam. If you're not already, be sure to subscribe because I produce a lot of content just like this. And be sure to check my community tab because I let you guys decide on what videos come out next. So, until the next video, this has been Comodin Cam, and goodbye.